there a difference between growth and scaling?
They sort of are similar words to use, but in the real time, when it comes to in the real sense, when it comes to marketing, they're two different things. If you are to look at it, you would say, yes, how can you grow with SEO? So that would be the right word. So when it comes to greatest experiments of done with SEO, well, I think it will be with the emergence of Parasite SEO. I think I was pretty much into it. I didn't know there wasn't a word, there wasn't a definition for it. Manage your feedback and analytics. Take them serious. The funnel, exactly how users are able to come into your website, come into your business.
Welcome everyone. My name is Idris. Once again, we're back. And today I have one of my mentors, one of the very few people that introduced me to SEO and gave me the opportunity to, embark on this marvelous journey so far. And his name is Wole, the #1 SEO person in Africa, but now in UK.
Okay, it's a pleasure. It's been a smooth ride, I would say.
Yeah,
how long now? It's over a decade?
Yeah.
So
how long have you been doing SEO, by the way?
I would say from 2013 to now. Yeah, from the era of WordPress. Yeah, when WordPress was a thing. Yeah.
Wow. So over the years, you must have witnessed a lot of things, a lot of changes. Let me start with what are you doing right now?
Okay, currently I'm the founder of SEO Giddy. Okay. SEO Giddy is the #1 SEO company in Africa for startups and businesses. So basically, we are out there to help businesses and startups develop and scale through SEO techniques. And the techniques we're referring to now is not just the regular I want to rank for a certain keyword, I want to do we are so much invested in research and all of those things to make sure that whatever product it is that you have for your startup or your business is visible to those that are looking for it. So it is we working through a slogan which is search meeting intent. So you're coming with an intention, and you're not just coming across our platform, or you're not just coming across our products. You're coming with the intention that you need it and you want it at that point in time. So that is what we're doing for every business.
Yeah, that's marvelous. That's incredible to hear. The topic of today, I was struggling with it. I was struggling between how to scale a business fast using SEO and how to grow a business fast using SEO. Is there a difference between growth and scaling?
Okay, when you say grow and when you say scale, they sort of are similar words to use, but in the real time, when it comes to in the real sense, when it comes to marketing, they are two different things. So SEO is just one of those techniques you would adopt when you're trying to scale. So literally, you can use SEO you can use SEO to grow your business. You can use SEO to extend your reach, to make people see you, or to capture more your local environments. That's what you refer to as local SEO. So when it comes to SEO, it is just one of those techniques you will use to grow a platform, to grow a business. So in the real sense, if you are to look at it, you would say, yes, how can you grow with SEO? So that would be the right word to use.
Okay, you have
okay, yeah.
How to grow with SEO?
Yeah, that's fine.
How to grow with SEO fast? I want to use the word fast because I realize businesses don't want to wait, because SEO is, we all know, it's a long-term game. It's a long game that you need to wait for you to benefit it over a long time. But businesses don't want to wait, and that's why today we'll be diving in things that we can do to get immediate results, and of course we'll discuss the usual I know you have a lot of tricks and tips and things you've done, because sometimes you tell me things I'm like, oh, I was thinking about that. But before we dive into any crazy stuff, what would you say is the craziest growth experiment you've done with SEO?
Okay, when it comes to the greatest experiment I've done with SEO, well, I think a lot will pop into my head now, so I'm trying to see which one it would be. I think it will be with the emergence of Parasite SEO. So when that became, I think I was pretty much into it. I didn't know there wasn't a word, there wasn't a definition for it.
Can you explain Parasite SEO for?
Okay, so Parasite SEO is just more of you trying to use established platforms, established websites. I mean, such as Quora, Reddit, and all of these platforms to use to influence your brand or your business. So in the real sense, you might just be talking about a solution to a common problem or a problem most people are experiencing in a well-detailed and oriented, a well-detailed and with full information article out there, and it's on this platform. So when people go on this platform and they read this article, and they are like, oh yeah, this is actually what I'm looking for. It gives a solution to my problem. And you're letting them know that there's a call to action, at the end of it, to say, this is how to get this done and others done. It's just like you're trying to market as you're giving out those free tips. And the authority goes to the main business, which you've mentioned in that article as well. So it is sort of it's called Parasite SEO because that platform don't really have much, I think that's the word, don't really have much to gain from you, but rather you're the one riding on the page rank and the domain authority of the site. So pretty much then, back in Nigeria, there's Nairaland. So we know a lot of people try to post things on this forum just to ensure that they get on the front page, or probably just to be sure, because for people that don't know, Nairaland is just like the #1 forum in Africa, I want to believe, where most people get to learn about many things. It's a forum, and you can find anything regarding to Nigeria there. Is it autos, mobile phones, and all of those things. So it was just like our indigenous forum where you could find any information you're looking for. So because it is like a default search engine for information within this space, a lot of people try to post things there to be visible. So it started with all of that. We've done all of that, and we've moved to the mainstream Quora, Reddit, and all of those things. And it got to a point, this particular brand I was working for, at first it wasn't looking like it. I was just experimenting. Then one day I opened Google Analytics, and I discovered they had about 10k hits for a particular keyword. And I looked at that keyword. The keyword seemed to be like a very difficult keyword to rank for. But for some reasons, they were ranking for that keyword. And they had 10k hits within like a month for that certain keyword, just one keyword. And I went down to check, and I noticed that, it's actually ranking on the first position for that particular keyword, and that was it. And I said, okay, this is actually a thing. And I'm talking about 8 years, 9 years ago. I'm not talking about, so Parasite SEO wasn't a thing then. So there wasn't like a word for it. That was just me experimenting.
Interestingly, they don't call it Parasite SEO anymore. Now it's just SEO. Because I would say putting contents on forums, especially forums that relate to whatever keyword you're trying to push, university forums, probably trying to educate, Quora, Reddit, is one of the main things LLMs look at, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and they look at in recommending your brand or your product. So what you were doing 12, 13 years ago is still quite relevant now. In fact, it's more relevant now than what it was before. Because if you want to rank, if you're using AI SEO, everyone knows that brand presence in all these forums and and communities are very important. And wow, that's very interesting. So let's say, let me talk about this. SEO is considered, slow growth. We all know that.
Okay.
But what can be done to speed up the results that you can get from SEO? What are the things that you can do that will speed it up, like within 3 months, you start seeing results?
Okay, so not to sound like a magician, because SEO is not magic.
Yeah.
So it is actually you. Maybe for the benefit of those that might not really be familiar with the concept of SEO itself. So it is actually you optimizing whatever it is. It could be your product, it could be your brand, it could be your business, for people that are actually looking for it. So it is not a marketing technique to get people that are not looking for the product. So it is actually getting people that are looking for it, because there has to be like an intent first. So whoever is going to discover you via SEO, meaning the person has an intention. So if I go to Google to search for, let's say, brown hoodies around me, I'm actually looking for it because I need it. If I don't need it, probably I'm trying to look at the design, but there must be something, an intention came into my mind before I go about searching for it. So that has already increased my call to action. I mean, my potential, I'm a potential customer by probably 80 or 90%. So meaning that 80% of people looking for a certain thing on the internet are coming with intention. Probably the rest of the 20% just want to like have a look at what it looks like, or what they just want to have that information, and they probably want to go and check somewhere else. But the basic thing you should understand is that if your product doesn't address, let's start with the genesis. If your product or brand doesn't solve a particular problem, there is no way, there's no space for you in the digital space, in the search space rather.
Wow.
Yes. So you have to define the problem you're solving. You have to outline what it is that your business is focused on as a solution. So that is where we tend to craft all of these keywords and all of these long tail keywords. All of those things we need to like work on an in-depth research to understand what are the things that are related to your industry, who are the people that matter in your industry, who are the people that you're looking to capture in the industry. So it doesn't just start with, oh, I have a business, I want to optimize to rank. So there has to be like a defined audience who are in the search space, who are in the digital space, using Google, using Bing, using all of those things.
Yeah. So you mentioned something about intent. As I've told my students, there are 4 different types of search intents: navigational, transactional, informational, and commercial. Yeah. So some people are going on the internet to search for information. Some people are going there for to buy things. Which, if you're selling a service or you're selling a product, those are the kind of people you aim to capture. Or lots of the time, it's usually informational. We're not gonna lie.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but you've still not answered my question.
Yeah, I know. I'm still coming there.
Yeah, because you mentioned something about parasitic SEO, and that is a way to scale things to give you results as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm still coming there, because SEO is actually something that is not meant for a product that is not genuine. Yeah, exactly. If your business is not real, SEO is not meant for you, because SEO thrives on genuinity and originality. In the real sense, if I as a user come on the internet and search for probably the best burger around me in Birmingham, for instance, and I get online and order for the burger, it came to my place, and after having some bites, I discovered that this is not something I would like to have the second time. So what that does is that I might have to leave a review and give it like a 2-star or probably 1-star. That is already like a bad review. And 2, it might actually take me out as one of your returning customer. That is in the sense of product. Now let me talk about in the sense of user experience now. So if I come to your website and you say you offer a 50% discount on certain products and delivery is free, then I get on the website and I discover that something is wrong with the messaging. Probably delivery is not free, or that discount is not there, or something is actually wrong with the messaging. Then I go back. Now that is what you call bounce rate, because I'm bouncing back to search to go and look for other products. So it is like when you go to store or you go to sales center and you walk into one of the shops in there and you look for a product and you can't find a product and you leave and you go to another shop. So it doesn't really affect anything in the real physical market, but in the digital market it means a lot. It means that this person doesn't have any reason to remain on that first position. So you go to the other website and you go there and you finally stay there for about 2-3 minutes, browsing through, checking in, and eventually perhaps you are able to complete an action on that platform. Google sees it, the search engine recognizes that, and they believe that, okay, this is where you've been able to get your satisfaction, and that is the person that deserves that first position. So what happens to the other person that had that bounce rate? It gets that business, that brand, that platform gets demoted. So you start losing rank. So in the real sense, you have to ensure that your brand communication system and whatever thing that you're communicating is clear and is exact. So you don't try to optimize for what you don't offer, for what you don't have. You only optimize for what you know you have as an offer, what you know your brand stands for. So when people come in, they are sure that whatever it is they're looking for, they have it there, and they are happy, you're happy, and that is it. And they come back again. So now I'm going to talk about the coming back. That is you being a returning user. That's what that does is that it makes you it makes that brand like a reputable brand at that point in time. That is when you build a reputation, because you go through your Google Analytics, you see something called returning users. So these are users that have come to your website and they have decided to return to your website, return to your platform, return to your product page. And these users are only returning because they find something interesting, they find something that is of huge interest to them. And these are the users that would continue to build on your traffic organically, directly now. So initially it was organically, now it's directly. Now this happens a lot when people go online and search for something and the result comes out. And mind you, this brand is not on the first position, is not on the second position, but I'd rather come to the third position to click on that brand. You know why? Because I already derived satisfaction the first time I checked on them. So that way, in the next couple of months, you just notice that brand or that business on the third position gets promoted to the first position. So it is not a game, it is user experience in action. What Google measures is user experience and user engagement. How do they engage your platform? How do they engage your website? So if you're talking about scaling, we're using the word grow now. If you're talking about growing with SEO, we can't talk less on brand positioning and communication. Yeah. So, and another thing I want to mention now, which is like the major thing, would actually be the fact that your products or your brand needs to speak the language human understands. So like the first thing I heard that from someone, but I can't really remember who. To say you write for human and you code for computers. So the code is meant for the computer.
Yeah.
While what you're writing is meant for human. So if I come online to search for something now, I search as if I'm talking to you. So I'm going to type on Google search now. Where is the biggest event place around me? That is me speaking. That is, you call it voice search, or you call it, that is me typing in, as I would say. So now people optimize for voice now.
Yeah.
They optimize for voice search. But voice search is something that is not even new. So we have been optimizing for voice search because we try to type as we would speak. But now it's sounding like it's a new thing. You don't need to start, it is not a new thing. You don't need to start optimizing for voice search now. That is like the way it is from the onset or from the beginning. So people optimize for voice search even from the beginning. But this is not really a voice search thing, because then we felt like it is just you typing, because it is not the voice. But now, what you type now, you say it. So when you speak the language human understands, you are already answering the questions automatically. So if, for instance now, your article or your brand communication answers a question directly. Imagine if your slogan or your tagline is an answer to a common question, or let me say a major question around your industry. If you try to optimize for something that you don't actually have as a brand, or you don't offer as a brand, you're only shooting yourself in the leg. So it's always best you shoot all out for your services, and you ensure that in all that you do, you have your brand communication clear. You speak the language human understands, and that way you're practically answering the questions directly.
Yeah, that's quite packed with a lot of information.
That's foundational.
Yeah. As I'll say or how we approach things in Seedsprout, within 5 seconds of getting into a website, you should understand or find out if that's where you're meant to be. The services, the location, where we're supposed to be. You should know, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be, within 5 minutes of getting into the website. And that is that's our modus operandi. That's how we operate at Seedsprout. And it's so we don't get a lot of bounce rate. We don't get a lot of bounce rate.
So that's why I would love to say SEO is about 60 to 70% user experience. Yeah, I would say. Yeah. So you'll be surprised that 60% to 70% user experience. Then maybe I'll give the remaining percentage to off-page SEO and technical SEO. Because in between the technical SEO, you also have the user experience, because bad technical SEO is also, it also adds up to, what's it called? Yeah, it's also part of the user experience.
Yeah, like slow loading pages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not responsive, pages and stuff. Yeah. My next question is, if you go into a business with zero SEO strategy, you've never done SEO before, what is the very first thing that you would do?
Okay, so that sounds more like a question that some of my explanation previously, the answers are embedded in it. So like I said, one thing about your product is, or your brand or your business should be positioning. So the first thing you need to understand is, who are your audience? How are they looking for your products? So it is just one thing to know who they are, and it's also another thing to know the language they speak. So you have to speak the language they understand. And as a brand or as a business, the first thing you can do to capture your audience is actually to ensure that you are speaking the language they understand. And that is where keywords research sets in. So it is not for you to say you want to use or you want to sound intellectual now. You don't need to sound intellectual when it comes to SEO, even at any level. The bottom line is, who are your audience? Speak the language they understand. So if, for instance, now I'm trying to build like a product around, let me say, creams, creams and lotions and all of those things. Now, you need to understand the challenges around. Who are the people looking for this product? People with dry skin? Yes. People that are prone to eczema or any form of dry skin related, skin kind of infection or skin conditions. You know those people. Understand the problems. Now, when you know all the problems associated with this kind of products that you've created, you already know the problems your products addresses. So you find a way to speak that language to them, telling them that, come, this is the solution to whatever skin condition you have. So when you're defining all of this, it is in the way you speak that they understand, and you have to speak in the way they would understand when they search for it. So it is typically you answering questions. For example, now let me give you an example. Okay, I'm right on Google search now. I want to look for the products that would help me with my dry skin, especially during winter. Then I'm here on Google. What cream is the best for me to use during winter? As someone with dry skin, or I have dry skin, what cream is the best for me to use during winter? Now, if I were to answer the question, it's going to be like a direct answer. And let's assume my product is XYZ cream. I would say XYZ cream is the best cream for you to use for your dry skin during winter. That is like a straightforward response. You might feel like that's not too difficult. That doesn't sound like something technical. Exactly. That is the way SEO works. You need to think like the user. You have to have the mindset of the user. You have to have the mindset of the consumer. Because when you are able to see it from where they are, you would be able to have a view of how you would want to approach the products or the market. So exactly. So that is the journey first. So once you have been able to figure out all of this framework, you are able to launch with your stage 1 SEO, the formation level, building the foundation and all of that. So when you've been able to define your audience now, and you've been able to get a strategy on how to capture them on search engine, as big as it may, you will move on to making sure that you have what you call, I would say this is actually on a, I would say on a high level, but it is on a level where businesses are already looking into now. You need to find industry affiliation. You need to create an industry affiliation. How? Who are the people that actually matter in the cosmetics industry, if that's what we're looking at now? Who are the people that actually matter? So you need to find a way to associate with them. When I say associate with them, if you have a kind of journal to publish, or you have a story to tell, or you have something to say, you go on this platform, share your experience, say something. And when you do that, what you're doing is that you are already creating an affinity to say this brand is is offering this and it belongs to this industry. So you are creating that industry affinity, and people know that. Google sends that signal and it understands. It puts you in the right niche. You might not necessarily need to do that for Google to put you in that niche, But you doing that, you only make it easier, and you sort of give yourself like a worthy mention, so to put. So when you're mentioned in that kind of industry, people know that is where you belong to, and that is where you operate from, and they are able to identify you easily. So it is you trying to create like a brand affinity. So it is just me trying to say, for instance, you come to my page and you see me following some set of people, or you see my set of followers, it sort of defines me. So your association defines you. So in your business also, your association should be able to define you. So that is the roadmap. And on the long run, you are able to get feedback. You are able to get measurements, go through analytics and all of those things to see what has been done so far, what has been the result so far, what are the strategies you using that might be working, or the ones that might not be working. And the truth of the matter is that there is no one-way traffic to this. So I don't know any SEO specialist that will tell you that this is the formula to use, because things change.
Of course.
Industry, is dynamic, and also the trend itself doesn't even stay the same, even for 1 month, even for 2 months.
Of course.
So right now, Google is telling you that we are moving against AI content. We don't want now. The same AI is what is behind your search experience now. So in the real sense, what you need to do is just stay updated, adapt, and you make sure you're not left behind.
Yeah, it's as regards AI. I have a funny story. When the ChatGPT craze when it first started,
Okay.
when we speak to clients, the first question is, so do you write with AI? And we try to be, perfectionist. They don't know. Well, no, we don't necessarily write with AI, but of course we use AI as an assistive tool, to make the work easier and faster for them. But then it was seen as like no-go area. But thankfully now it's in fact that's where everyone wants to be now. The AI SEO, do you know AI SEO, generative engine optimization? But I love the way you look at SEO. You don't look at SEO from the on-page, off-page, technical, skippy frog, SEMrush. You're looking at SEO from from an holistic view, as part of something big. The way you're looking at SEO, you're looking at it from the part of brand building, the part that it's not just about ranking the page. It's about how it affects the whole brand in totality. So what I want to ask is, one thing I've gotten from what you've said is, yes, you can get short-term wins, but that's not what you should really be concerned about.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's say, okay, we get the short-term wins. What are the long-term activities or things that we can do as regards SEO? That things that we can do in the long term that would keep us
At that pace.
At that pace, keep us
like moving up and
moving up, yeah.
All of that. So everyone knows, at this point, even if you're new to SEO, you should know SEO is not a one-time thing. So there are some certain measures you need to put in place to ensure you stay ahead of the game. And when it comes to those measures, and that is where experience in terms of feedback and use of analytic tools. And I didn't mention tools at first because as a newbie SEO person, you shouldn't be obsessed with tools. Yes, that's the truth. Because tools are actually meant for you to sort of analyze and improve what you already have. But when you don't have anything and you're obsessed with tools, you're probably doing something wrong. You're doing everything wrong. So it's just like you're trying to get really into analytic tools when you don't have any traffic to monitor. Or you're trying to do like a keyword analysis on your website when you don't even have it's not even about when you don't even have keywords structure into your content. So all of those things they would come secondary, but primarily you need to position your brand first. So that is why at first everything I mentioned is all about branding and positioning and all of that, because like I said, SEO is 60 to 70% user experience. So let's forget whatever terminology we've been saying or we've given to SEO. Oh, you do this, you do that. Too many things at a time. And we speak of technical SEO, we speak of a lot of things regarding off-page SEO, but it is actually 60 to 70% user experience. Because if it all happens fast, and I'm getting this, I don't even care about if I found you on Google or anything. I would look for you and I will come back. So to answer your question, yes, these are the things you need to do. The first thing is manage your feedback and analytics. Take them serious. The funnel, exactly how users are able to come into your website, come into your business. Discoverability is one thing. I know it is something that is being done even in the real market sense. You come to a market and you approach someone to say you want to buy something. I mean, it's a natural question for them to ask, oh, so how did you get to hear about us? Now, you are not seeing your users to ask them how they heard about you. The analytics will tell you. So those are the things you need to take serious. So when you look at your analytics, you need to analyze them and know how your users are coming on board. And when you understand how your users interact on the page, the ones they have to bounce away from early enough gives you a signal to say, probably you've not done enough justice to that page, or probably that page is not really serving as it should. And the one that has the longest stay period tells you that is a page that you need to monitor, and actually that is monetizable if there's anything like that around your platform. So all of these feedbacks would actually lead to every other information that you would use to shape your next phase, which is the phase for expansion in terms of your organic reach, which is the space for more research. For example, now you start seeing some keyword affinity. When I say keyword affinity, I mean some certain keywords that you might likely want to rank for. And that is where some of these tools come in. The likes of SEMrush, and you have a keyword difficulty. I know a lot of people want to come and they say you want to rank for the best school in social environments. And no one is telling you that that's a difficult keyword to rank for. But you just want to go headstrong, say I want to rank for this. And you have platforms over there. They're already established for 10 years, 15 years, and they're already ranking for that. I mean, you're just so new, you came in just barely a year ago and you want to rank for that. So it doesn't really work that way. So you really need to understand that when you manage all of these feedbacks, all of these analytics, and you are able to assess them the way you're meant to assess them, it will help you to project the next phase, which will be the phase to expand your reach. Go back again, understand how your users are interacting with your page, and understand opportunities. That is where you see opportunities in the gap to fill. So even if there is a need, and that is one thing you need to understand, and a lot of people don't understand until they are in the business, in the digital business. That is when they see that. There's something called market insights. So your analytics give you market insights. In fact, to the point where you might not be looking into. So there are some features probably your products could have, but you never thought of them. So from understanding or from decoding, processing, analyzing all of these analytics, you find these opportunities. And you're like, oh, so people actually want this. People actually want this. Okay, I can do that. I can have that. So they're giving you market insights. So they are giving you features, ideas. All of these things, you put them into consideration. And what are you doing? You are expanding the usability of your products. You are expanding, you are improving the relevance of your products. And what does that imply? More users, more reason to need your products. So you have to make people need your products. So that is the song.
Yeah. I need to inform the people listening that when Wole mentioned products, is talking about businesses. Is into products now. That's why you're hearing product users is using product terminologies. Looking at SEO from this part, because I learned a lot from you, and that has guided me in the way I perform I carry out my SEO services. I remember a client that we worked with was in the Isle of Skye. You probably don't know it. It's, I think it's in Scotland or Wales or something like that. It's a very tiny island. So there is not enough population. We've done this, done that. Nothing is showing up. Then I realized how many people are actually searching for, because what it was, the product it was offering, it's quite limited number of people in already limited number of people in where it's targeting.
Okay.
Now there are fewer people that are looking for that product. So what we did, because the traffic was not, as we say, it was not traffic. The traffic was not, and I feel bad because as marketers, as SEO person, everybody marketing, if you are doing something that is not, I don't know if it's everybody, but I know I'm passionate about what I'm doing, and I can beat my chest and say, okay, I'm quite good at this. So if it's not working, you start to doubt yourself, like, what's going on? So what we did was, there was a neighboring city that has larger population, in Inverness. Inverness, I don't know how it's pronounced. So we started targeting that city. We created a service page to capture that city. Lo and behold,
that was what did the magic.
Yeah, that was the magic. People started calling from there, and they also started doing deliveries over there. And I just mentioned that because sometimes it's not just SEO in the real sense of it, like optimize this keyword. You have to think beyond that.
Research.
Do your market research. Understand, because if I didn't do the research that how many people are in this place, I wouldn't have found out. So we've spoken a lot, and what I can bring out is what you've mentioned so far is about brand building. Using SEO for brand building, it's very important in the grand scheme of things.
That's the age we are in right now. Because one thing to buttress, I don't know how people are conversant with search now, but the number one search giant, Google, is trying to hold every business brand, to ransom. With the whole Google AI overview, and now they have just the AI mode now. So they don't have any reason to end up on your page, most likely. So right now, when was the last time you click on your website via a page? When you're looking for a certain information. Because by the time you click on the search and the result is already right there. You've seen it, digested it, used it, you're gone. You don't need to end up on a site because the snippet is already there to give you the answer. So what that means is that you now have to be conversant with how to maximize that overview, those snippets. How do you get in there? So now that is what you use to build your brand presence.
How do you
now let me put it this way. You really need to understand something when you're trying to approach digital space. I mean, someone spoke to me just recently, and they were like, "Oh, they were so pumped up with this idea." I use the word pump because that was the name they called the brand. They said, "Yeah, I want to pump. I want the name of the brand to be Pump." And I asked, "Okay, what's the rationale? What's the reason? What's the idea around this?" Saying, "Yeah, publishing unlimited music, something
Production.
something, yeah." And the abbreviation sounded like something that I had to like sit and analyze this thing for them to be able to like see the reason why that is not the best approach. It is not the reason behind it. It's not how fantastic the name sounds to you. But right now, you are launching a new platform where you will be competing with your own name. You're not even thinking of the keyword, you're not even thinking of the brand. You are going to be fighting to have your name in the search space. So you never thought of that. So all of those things are certain things that people need to understand first. So if you understand that, have a niche, own your name. If you can't own that name, don't adopt it. Rule 101 for brand building, brand identity, brand name. If you can't own the name, don't adopt it. Because I don't know, how would you want to be competing with over 5 people for your name and they're like, "Are you this? No, that's not mine." Okay, there's this building right in front of my company, right in front. I don't want to mention it, but now it has a synonymous name to another popular, would I say, a care facility now. So they had to paste a disclaimer at the entrance, not so. Because a lot of people keep coming there and they have to say, "Oh, we are looking for this, but we are not there." So you have to think in a very unique way. You have to approach your brand uniquely to ensure that you are able to own your name. Because when you're fighting for your name, tell me what else you won't be fighting for. Because you are not meant to be fighting for your name.
Yeah. So we actually, Seedsprout is actually fighting. We're actually fighting for a name. Although it is an easy fight. We'll win.
So that is one. Then 2, regarding how you get into that space. Now this is where the niche comes in, because you need to understand that you don't have to dive into the sea to actually get what you're looking for. You need to define what you're addressing. The market can be huge. Don't be confused. Maybe I should tell you this about SEO Giddy. I've worked in different agencies, like partner with people, had multiple brands, worked under different umbrella. And when I was coming up with SEO Giddy, I thought of it. What is it that I really want to do with SEO Giddy? And what came up to my head is just 2 things actually. And basically, this is from my experience. I realized that a lot of tech founders, startup founders, they have very fantastic product idea. In fact, they've built a very lovable, there's MVP and there's MLP. They've built a most lovable product. But one thing actually is the problem for them. People don't know that products exist. People are looking for it, but they are not coming up. I have a problem, I go online, I go to search for the solution to that problem, and you're not coming up. Do you understand what I mean? So in that case, what would you do? People don't know your product exists, so how would you're feeling disappointed that you built a product people are not using, but they don't know it doesn't exist. Because I've had this physical interaction with people and I realized that. So you're trying to do this, have you tried this? So there's a product there is. And we searched, we didn't see them on, okay, so just go straight. I have to suggest that they go straight to the platform to use it. So that has created a gap for you to understand that most times you have the products, you've developed the product, but you don't have the way to make sure that you are visible, you're found by the people that need the products. So in summary, what you need to do first is to ensure that whatever thing that you are building, whatever idea you've worked on, you are visible and you own that niche. You are able to own that space. So one thing about SEO Giddy when we started was that I decided that we just wanted to work with startups and businesses that are product based, and we said we regarded ourselves as SEO for startups and businesses. And believe me, we rank for number 1 in Nigeria, number 1 in Africa for the keyword SEO for startups in Nigeria, SEO for startups in Africa.
Really?
So that is me trying to like settle the score that okay, I don't want to jump into. I know there's a lot of SEO this, SEO that, but you know what? Startups, welcome. Businesses, you're welcome. I just really want to work with you right now. I want you to get your products right. I want your products to be visible. Yeah, you've built a fantastic product, but there's something you're not doing. You need to let them know that your product exists. The people that actually need them.
Wow.
So
This it's amazing how much I still learn whenever we discuss. I think we need to bring you again because there are other things that we need to discuss, we need to unpack. Or this is Seedsprout. The channel is where we educate people on how to grow their business fast. We are helping local businesses all over the UK, but we're located in Sheffield, and we've helped a lot of businesses in Sheffield to start scaling, start gaining more customers, getting more clients coming into their businesses using SEO best practices, not the magic and tricks that have been promised to people online. And we are currently doing something. We are offering 1 month free SEO services for new customers, and it's been going well so far. We've managed to get a few, and we have a limited slot. And if you're watching and you have a business and you're looking to gain traction with your SEO, gain traction in your business using SEO, you can reach out to us. You can use the link in bio, book a consultation with us, and we'll make it work. And it was nice having you.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think we need to do this. We need to do this one.
So probably this is just episode 1, and we probably have another episode 2, and probably it turns to a series. We never can tell.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. Like, subscribe, share, and always keep learning, keep growing your business using SEO. Yeah. Thank you.
All right.